Our next guest has accomplished many feats in his NFL career. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, a Super Bowl champion, and he was named one of the best players of the 2010s. We're, of course, talking about Chargers cornerback Chris Harris Jr. Chris, how are you? How have these last few days been since that Thursday night game?
Yeah. Oh man, it's been good to get some rest, get some little couple of days away from the game. But we had a good practice yesterday to get us back in the flow and try to get that bad taste out of your mouth. You want to get only way to get that taste out of your mouth is getting back on that field. So to be able to do that, get some practice in, and get on to the Texans, it felt good yesterday.
Chris, I guess kind of describe the game, the atmosphere of Thursday Night Football against the Chiefs, overtime. And you said it, Chris, you want to see this team, a third time, or you predicted a third game in the playoffs. Overall, did it feel like a playoff game? And also, does it feel like the Chargers are on the same level as the Chiefs? We're getting closer because you beat them once and you took them to overtime the second time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're right there. We play it's really that 8-minute mark. That's really where we didn't finish strong. That's when we kind of let Mahomes take over the game. And we feel confident. We have DJ in there being able to handle Kelsey. He's one guy that we know that can handle him, along with Vato being able to give him, make him work for everything. He's going to get his catches, but you got to make him work. And they just came alive in that last 8 minutes. And that's just something that we know we can fix. We can tighten that up. And, it's up front and in the secondaries both. When you play against Patrick Mahomes, you have to play true team pass defense. The D lineman being able to keep him contained, keep him from because he makes a lot of his big throws on the run. Keeping him in that pocket, and then us having good coverage, because a lot of times we had great coverage, but he was able to extend the plays and be able to find open guys. So that's something that we understand. We got to be able to play team pass defense, finish that game, and we feel very confident that we can play with anybody in the AFC.
Yeah, and Chris, the Chiefs are the number one seed. You guys played them really close, and like I mentioned, you guys beat them already once, so that's a good measuring stick for you guys. And I know it's still 3 games to go for the postseason, but do you find yourself constantly looking at the standings? It changed a lot. I think you guys are number 6 right now, but are you always kind of watching who's doing what and doing this during this time of year?
Oh yeah, I mean that's what Coach Staley does every week. He just shows us where we're at. Pretty much the truth. He calls it the truth, he just gives it to us straight and lets us know where we're at. And we understand that we've been in this situation before. It's been a roller coaster year. So, we've been up and down in the standings this year. And we know that just win one game can put you right back up there in a good position. So the way it's looking in the AFC, that is going to come down to the last week. Every week is going to count. Everybody's pretty close in the rankings, I mean, their record is pretty close, everybody. So these last 3 weeks are very important, and we got to approach them like a playoff game each week.
Chris, in what ways do you feel like players have grown in Brandon Staley's defense? It seems like players are starting to kind of get into rhythm after that slow start. You guys have been slowing down, stopping the run a lot better. It just seems like you guys are kind of getting in a good flow. You've been playing safety and cornerback. How have you liked this system?
Yeah. I think it's been great. My position, I got to cover everything. We play a lot of man. I got to make a lot of adjustments with the safeties, with the outside corners, linebackers. So one thing about Coach Staley's defense is that everybody has to be connected. If everybody's not connected, one person could just mess up the defense. It's about team defense, everybody doing their job. And that's how it is. And I think we've been more connected these past 4 weeks. Guys in the secondary, linebackers, everybody together. So we just got to continue to do that, continue to improve. I think one issue is that we've just had so much shuffling. We haven't had very consistent groups. Whether it's COVID, injuries, things like that. So. We've been able to have to fight through it this year and be able to get to where we're at. And I still think we're in the top 10 in the pass defense. So, so to still be there where we're at, I think that's great, especially with the schedule that we've had. I think we've had one of the toughest schedules in this season. So I mean, we've seen everybody, man.
Yeah, definitely. Chris, like I mentioned earlier, you were an all-decade player for the 2010s. I've heard people call you the greatest slot corner in NFL history. That's a position that's become very important in the last 10 years with passing increasing more in games. Would you agree with that you're the best slot corner in NFL history?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think so, man. Just being able to play man, just eliminate the middle of the field playing man, playing all different positions, being versatile. Not only just playing the slot, playing outside and in, my era was a lot of motioning. We had more motioning than the era of like Rondé Barber and things like that. But, I've talked to those guys. And, they'll tell you too. Rondé will tell you he didn't have to do a lot of things that I was asked to do in my career in the slot. Even though he might have better numbers picks wise, I was just able to just eliminate the whole middle of the field during my era. So I definitely always gonna take that notch because just the era of football that we played in, the receivers, the offenses definitely have gotten way better.
Yeah,
and the rules way harder.
That's a story for a different time. Chris, this is the time of giving. It's Christmas. Can you gift Gilbert and I at least your favorite Peyton Manning and favorite Phillip Rivers story that you have?
Yeah, favorite Peyton Manning story. Oh man, just one day, man. We're playing. I can't remember. It was a cold game. It was gonna be a cold game. And all week I see this dude just putting his hand in a bucket of ice. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Like, it's already cold outside at practice in Denver, and this guy is still putting his hand in ice and going out there throwing the football. I'm like, this is the ultimate preparing right here. But I thought that was pretty funny. I'm like, I guess you can't prepare too much, watching Peyton Manning. Phillip Rivers, man, I think one game we're playing we're in the soccer stadium, and and I'm guarding Keenan, and he tries to run like the route, the routes they're running now doesn't even make sense. He's running to the middle of the field, and then he's trying to come back out. And Keenan, he always has a lot of sauce on his route. So, this guy grabs my face mask though, and my head just goes like this. So out of nowhere, of course, I'm gonna grab him then, because I can't even see him. And then, of course, they call the penalty on me. And Phillip Rivers is like, the penalty is on Christopher Harris Jr. Christopher Harris Jr. Don't say his number, say his full name. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get you now. So I think I end up getting a pick on him later in that game. So. I always come back to get Phillip, man.
So who caught that interception? It wasn't number 25. It was
Christopher Harris Jr.
no middle name, Chris?
Man, no middle name, man. Right after my dad, man. I always get that question too. But Phillip, man, we got a lot of stories. I remember being on the field. Derek Wolf is like, I'm gonna eat your kids. I'm like, man, Wolf. Oh, even Phillip is like, oh man, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. But the thing was he was spooked for the rest of the game. Like I think that was like around 2015. I think that was Super Bowl defense then.
I have to ask you real quick. That game, 24. You guys are up 24-0. Or the Chargers are up 24-0 on you guys. What was said in that? I have to ask. What was said in that locker room at halftime? That you guys came in. You guys came out with some energy, like different energy. You guys had pick sixes, fumbles returned for touchdowns. What was said in the locker room at halftime?
Man, we were just under so much pressure. I mean, when you play in Denver, it's a lot of pressure playing in Denver. And we had Peyton Manning, and I think we started out slow. We started out pretty bad. I think we had won one game. I think we were 1-4 at the time. So. We were chasing, we were struggling at that time with Peyton Manning. It's his first year there. We're 1-4, and we're on the road, and we're getting killed right now. He's threw a pick six. I think the Jam got a pick six. Yeah, so it's, we had a lot of heat. So and I think Coach Fox has got into us. It's time to turn it on, and we was able to make some key plays on defense. Along with Peyton, he just got hot. We've seen those comebacks happen a lot, with Peyton.
Hey, Chris. Hopefully, I'm not gonna get you too emotional here, because we're talking about the
Yeah,
Broncos, man. You
yeah,
know, tough for you to lose your friend Damaris Thomas. Any good
yeah.
memories from Damaris and playing with him in
Yeah.
those days?
Man, it's really sad, to lose a guy like DT. Great teammate, hard worker. I never seen a guy work so hard. He was banged up a lot, but he was able to just fight through it for the team. A real team guy. And plenty of stories. Being in Vegas with this guy. Everywhere we've been everywhere with him. So seeing just his mom. Being able to come back with his mom. Being a part of that. That was huge, So just seeing his life come to an end so fast, it was a wake up call for me, for me, to definitely make sure hug my friends and families, let them know you love them. Time is short, so you never know what can happen. And with DT, man, it was definitely sad, but I got tons of stories, man, with DT. I can go all day, but he was just a great worker, great teammate, and you could always count on him, man. He was a guy you could count on, and worked really extremely hard. Very selfish guy, so it was definitely sad to see him go.
Yeah, it was definitely a sad situation with DT, but I love seeing all
Yeah,
the nice stories and the positive things. Because I can't find anybody say anything bad about this guy. So
yeah,
that kind of tells you he did it the right way. But Chris, shifting over to maybe some Charger stories. One thing I remember about you when you first joined the team, uh, nobody really
yeah,
knew about Justin Herbert. We were kind of like, okay, is this guy any good or not? And I think one day you weren't able to practice in training camp, and I think you were in that
yeah,
the recovery field, I think with Kenneth Murray, and you're telling
yeah,
Kenneth, like, talking his ear out, like, this guy is good. This guy has an arm strength. He has a bullet. He's gonna be the real deal. And it's like August
yeah.
2020. I'm thinking, like, how does Chris know already? And it
Hmm.
turns out you were right. Justin Herbert's doing a lot of
Yeah,
great things. Rookie of the year, probably Pro Bowl this year. And I hate to kind of compare
yeah,
guys, but I've heard you kind of mention comparisons to Peyton Manning and kind of the way he prepares. But for you guys you faced over your career, where does kind of Herbert really
yeah.
remind you of?
Oh man, I mean, a mix with Peyton and Tom. His arm strength. The way he just bullets it is more like Tom. But just the way he prepares. And the way guys connect to him. As a quarterback, as a teammate. Guys love playing for him, having that energy for him. That's like the Peyton type. You know, that's the Peyton atmosphere right there. And I think he's definitely improved. I knew day one. I mean, I called it day one. I told everybody on defense, you can ask Derwin, K9, you can ask everybody. First day, I'm like, I don't think Tyrod gonna be able to keep this guy behind, because this guy is the real deal. And he was already throwing bullets and dimes all over the field when first day. So I knew it was gonna be hard to get him off. But being able to see his growth, throwing on a run, play action, throwing shotgun is really what's his weakness. Only thing I would say is he could probably run a little bit more, like a lot some other guys, or learn how to do the Aaron Rodgers buy a little bit more time thing, because he can do that. That's things he can learn, to do. So, I'm just nitpicking, because he's pretty much A+ on everything, but yeah.
Oh, did you guys listen to any of that noise coming out of the draft about him? And some people were saying, "Oh, he's a potential bust. He doesn't like talking in team, or he's not a leader. He's not this." Did you guys listen to that, or were you guys more, or players more like, "Let's wait until he gets in here and we see what kind of a player we got"?
Yeah, I think that's what you want to do as being, in the league this long. Just wait and see. You got to wait and see what type of player he is, type of attitude he has, and I've been around first draft picks. Paxton Lynch, and so I've seen it both ways. How a guy can come in, and Herbert. He came in very professional, came in ready to work. He came in ready. Mentally, physically, ready to come into. He looked NFL ready. So seeing this guy, we had no doubts that he was going to be an impact player.
Chris, when you look back at Super Bowl 50, what has to happen for a team to really take that next ascension, that level, get to that next level to be able to go in and win the Super Bowl and be able to do that? Because I mean, we Gilbert and I have never done that, so we have to ask the expert. We have to ask you what has to happen.
Yeah. I mean, for me, you know, I'm always going to say it starts with defense. Of course, you can have a mindset to where you want to have Justin to save you all the time, but that can't be our mindset as a defense. We got to have our mindset that we're going to close the games. We've been able to close games this year. We just didn't close the Chiefs game, you know. But we've done it before. We've seen Herbert close games before, but as a defensive-minded guy, we don't want to have that mentality. You know, we want to go close the game. We want to have that mentality, and that's what you got to have going in the playoffs. We got to be playing good going there. And I think we played a great game up until that 8-minute mark. You know, being able to, I think Mahomes had less than 200 going up into that point. We were on them, so just being able to finish that game. And so it's just having that mentality that you got to finish the game on D, and you got to pack your defense in the playoffs, man. You got to pack your defense and special teams because it's going to be harder for Justin in the playoffs. It is. It's going to be harder on the offense in the playoffs. That's just how it is, and so your defense got to be ready to go.
Chris, we love listening about recruiting, college recruiting stories and stuff like that. You have one of the most unique stories in NFL history, being an undrafted rookie. How many scholarship offers did you have coming out of high school, and what made you choose Kansas?
Yeah. Oh, man, I think after my senior year in football, I only had one offer with Kansas. And from there, I was like, man, I might as well take it. You know, they got Keith to leave. He's an All-American corner. So it's proof that you can go there and be an All-American at the position that I played. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going. So I hopped on there. After I got offered by KU, then I started getting like Tulsa, you know. I'm like, Tulsa, I'm right here. Y'all offered me after I was committed. So Iowa State, I probably had like 10 other schools that jumped on afterwards, but I was already committed, and going there, being able to start a true freshman, start opposite to leave, win an Orange Bowl. You know, I think I made a good decision going there for sure.
That's loyalty right there, Chris. You got the first offer and you stuck to it.
I mean, that's all I had. You know, I had to wait that long. You know, a lot of guys, I had teammates already that had like 50 offers, you know, and our guys already chose where they're going. And I'm all state in both sports. You know, I'm just confused, like, where's my schools, you know? So, you know, man, Gino and them came down, and I just hopped on right there. And he actually offered me watching me play basketball. He didn't even see me play football. So just having those guys come and get me during the basketball season, you know, gave me even more faith to rock with him. And, you know, unfortunately, he didn't get to stay with me all 4 years, that coaching staff. I think that's why that attributed to me going undrafted, you know, not having that guy to really push for you in a draft, to really show what I can do, you know, kind of got lost in that shuffle. But I was grateful for Mangino for sure.
If I'm not mistaken, Aqib was your corner start opposite for the Broncos too, right?
Yes. So we actually, we won the Orange Bowl in college, and then able to win a Super Bowl together in NFL.
Man, that's incredible. That's an incredible story. I mean, getting able to do that, but that's awesome, Chris. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Chris, do you speak any Spanish before I let you go?
Nah, man. I need to learn some.
Well, our show is called Compas on the Beat. Compas stands for buddy, for friend.
Compas on the beat. Okay.
Yeah. So compa means friend. So we appreciate you jumping on compa with us. We appreciate that. Thank you so much, Chris.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.